A smart woman is a woman who knows how to be stupid for the right man. This is something that's going to go over a lot of people's heads. If a woman's already masculine in her energy, she's not going to understand this. A man who is feminine in his energy, he's not going to understand this. But if you really understand sexual polarity, you're going to understand this. A woman who's trying to be overly logical about her decisions when she's dealing with a man, wants to ask him questions all the time, like, what are your intentions? All this extra stuff, all the time, right? What that's going to do is that's going to put her into her own masculine energy because she's trying to be overly logical about the situation. A woman's nature is to be feminine, is to be emotional, right? Now, you can't be feminine and emotional when you're also trying to control things. You can't. Now, what a woman wants is a man who can take lead, who can take charge, who can control the pace, who can set the situation up in a way where she doesn't have to think about it too much. Now, she's going to think about it. She's going to do some overthinking. She's going to, think about that man when he's not around. She's going to think about what she would have to do in order to get the situation where she wants it to be. But she doesn't have to think for that man. Right? And in certain situations, she doesn't have to think for the two of them. When it comes to things that involve both of them, that man knows what's going on. He makes decisions, and it is what it is. See, a woman wants a masculine man. A woman wants a man who is masculine and who has sex appeal and sexual skill. A man who doesn't have these things may be just someone who can fit the archetype in the box and fit that role of being maybe a provider. Maybe he'll be a good husband, a boyfriend, a provider, a father. Maybe a good, pretty much a gay friend, a platonic friend, and he possesses these qualities. A woman will put up with that for a little while if she doesn't feel that she has the options to get a man who she's sexually attracted to, who also wants to give her those things. And likewise, there will also be situations where a woman will run into a man who has the masculinity, or at least the semblance of masculinity and the high level of sex appeal and sexual energy, to where when he fucks this woman, he gonna fuck her clean into her feelings. When he talks to her it's gonna sound like facts. And she gonna do what he says. Right? The reason women get in that logical mindset a lot of the times, especially like in the Madonna whore complex, or I'm gonna figure out another name for it that's gonna go with when I write whatever I'm gonna write. But I still haven't decided what that's gonna be yet. But let's say it's the alpha fucks beta bucks mentality. When a woman's going through hookup culture and she's out there on the cock carousel trying to experience the best dick that she can, she's going to have to get into her masculine energy. She's going to have to separate herself from her emotions so that she can sleep with those guys without catching feelings. She's going to have to, sometimes she's going to, if the dick is too good but she doesn't trust the guy, she's going to have to cut him off, one night stand. Every once in a while, women will do things like this. Some guys don't know. If your sex is too good to some women, they will cut you off just for that. Because they already know that with the non-sexual qualities that you also possess, the fact that you don't seem like the kind of guy who's ready to jump into a relationship is going to make it so that she won't be able to deal with you for an extended period of time without catching feelings and losing control, right? But the truth is this. A lot of times women try to leverage their sexual access to get a man to commit to them. She can't do that with an alpha male. She can't do that with a man who's on point. She can't do that with a man who already has sexual options. She can't do that with a man who has sexual power over her. So what many women will do and what society will do is give the impression to men at large that women don't enjoy sex, that women don't like sex, that sex isn't an equal and equivalent exchange when it comes to women, so that men will invest things to get it. But the men that women really want are men that he won't have to spend a penny to get the pussy. I know, I live it. I'm trying to tell you. You have to understand what I'm talking about. But because of that sexual power and that masculinity, that dominant energy, it'll cause a woman to want to follow you, right? And some dudes, they take advantage of that. There's a lot of men out here who, when they develop that power, they just use it to ruin women's lives. There's a lot of men out there when they develop that power, they don't have the masculinity in place, the true masculinity. All they have is the semblance of it. So when they find themselves in that position, they just take advantage of the woman. They empty out her bank accounts. They, have her doing a bunch of shit that makes her look stupid. They have her doing a bunch of bullshit that's not really conducive to improving the quality of her life, setting her back years at a time because they have that power and they just don't know what to do with it. As men, our responsibility should be to take that power and to use that power to improve the lives of the women that we're dealing with. Not everybody agrees with this, but this is my point of view. Leave every woman better than you found her. Even if you don't want to date that woman long term, put her on game, teach her something. I don't care if it's a trade. I don't care if it's encouraging her to get back into her arts. I don't care if it's just teaching her little things about how to present herself in a way where she's going to attract more integrated quality men. Whatever it is, once you have that type of power over a woman sexually and with your masculinity, use that influence to influence her to make better decisions in one capacity of her life or another. Just do that. Just try it and see how much better your situations will work out. If she's not receptive to it, then she's just not that submissive with you. You may just be just some dick to her, or maybe she's just hard-headed and she don't want to listen. And, that's different. But once you have that power, use it for good. And a man who uses that power for good is a man that a woman can be stupid for, right? And what do I mean by stupid? I mean as in being submissive. I mean as in not questioning everything the man says. I mean as in not trying to get the last word all the time. I mean as in when he says something, doing it instead of trying to figure out all his intentions all the time. When you trust a man's integrity, when you trust that a man is a good man, when you see the way he moves, it's masculine. When you see the way he moves, what he says and his actions, everything, that shit is fucking facts. When you know that's how it is, when you know that's the type of nigga that you're dealing with, that's the nigga you need to be stupid for. That's the nigga you need to be stupid for. Not these goofy dudes out here who just may not have a little bit of sex appeal, and you're gonna be you're gonna have an inability to be stupid for these guys who don't know how to lead in the first place. These simps, these beta male type of mentality guys who try to invest in you in order to get access to you sexually. You already don't respect him because he doesn't have the balls to come at you straight up and say he's trying to fuck. You already don't respect that man because he doesn't have the sexual confidence to look you in your face or text you or whatever it is and let you know exactly what his intentions are without you asking him. If you have to ask, you're already messing up. Right? So when a man comes into your life on this type of time, you got to be able to decipher his moves. Right? Like this biology first approach, you have to decipher. First you need to make sure that that when you meet that man and you see him, that the thought of having sex with him, if you would never talk to him again, or if it didn't turn into a relationship that you wouldn't feel like you made a bad investment. You want to meet a man who you feel like he's going to pleasure you physically, right? And that sleep with him is something that it'll damn near be a notch on your own tool belt, and on your own head post, right? And then observe how attracted he is to you. Observe how he moves. See if he's consistent between his words and his actions when it comes to you. See the way he treats people, right? And when you look at this type of thing, then you look at his character and say, okay, this guy, he's sexy, and I feel like I know his dick is good, but I like his character. I like his integrity. Let me be submissive with this man and do what he says for a little while and just see what happens. Let me see what happens. And if the quality of my life improves, if I feel like my skin getting clearer, if I feel like I'm a little bit less stressed out, if I feel like he brings a little bit of happiness into my life, if I feel like he puts me on game with different things that improves the quality of my life, then you know what? Even if this doesn't turn into a relationship, this is a positive experience. Even if it's through hookup culture, met on Tinder, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Because the truth is, a man who you're not willing to be stupid for, he's going to resent you for that. Because he's going to hear about all these stories of how a woman could be stupid for a man, right? And he's going to hear all that, right? And he may invest in you because he doesn't have the self-esteem to say he's not going to deal with a woman who isn't like that for him. But when a woman shows that she's like that for him, he's going to cheat on you, regardless of how much you fuck him. Not to a certain extent. Now, if you're consistent with that, then he may not cheat, but there's a good chance he still will. Or he may leave you for a woman who may not even be as attractive because she's more submissive with him. She's willing to get with his program. She's willing to not butt heads with him. That means more to a man than a lot. That means more to a man than most things. And if he already has you on his arm and you're already looking good with him in public, then that gives him even less of an incentive to make sure that that woman's more attractive, because he already has you looking good and with your masculine energy and being able to be consistent with them in the midst of his feminine energy, because your own masculine energy gives you more of the ability to be consistent through logic instead of being consistent through that man making you feel that way. But when that man finds a woman who's going to be consistent because he makes her feel that way, it's going to be tough competition for you. Honestly, it is. You know, a smart woman is a woman who knows how to be stupid for the right man. Now, if you see a man's moves as funny, then, you take a step back. But the first things first is intrinsic motivation, intrinsic desire, making sure that you have pure sexual desire for him so you don't get too antsy. As soon as you sleep with him, now you're asking a bunch of stupid ass, goofy ass questions, or before you even get there, you're asking a bunch of stupid, goofy ass questions. Because some men, like myself, like let's say if I'm talking to a woman and she asks me, what are your intentions? Like, I move at the pace I move at. I don't know you well enough to know what all my intentions will be long term yet. And sometimes I might, me, I'll be honest and upfront anyways, and usually a woman won't get a chance to ask me that because I'm going to already be laying my program down. But if a woman asks me that, she's jumping the gun. She's getting ahead of herself. She's showing that masculine energy. She's trying to control the situation. She's trying to be in control. Bitch, I ain't even going to respond. I'm not. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. It depends on how I'm feeling that day. Right? You start asking questions, trying to be in control, trying to control things. It's like, nah, baby girl, that's not how this works. We do this my way. It's my way or the highway. I know what I want. Now, if you want the same thing that I want, then we can talk. And if you cool, you chill, you don't try to push me too much, then as time wears on, you show me you know how to listen. Then when push comes to shove, I might fuck with you the long way. Even if it's not a relationship, I might find a way to make your life better. That's because that's what you get. When you be submissive with a nigga like me, you going to get some guidance. You're going to get some wisdom. I'm going to tell you some things you ain't know about. I'm going to show you some things you ain't know. Some sexual shit you ain't know. Some things in life. Put you on some different media. Maybe put you on some anime. I'm going to put you on some stuff that you don't even know about. Put you on some psychology. Put you on some attachment theory. Help you out with some of those childhood wounds and shit you going through. Those attachment issues that got you fucking up every single relationship that you in. Teach you about the shadow, Jungian psychology. Make sure that you understand that you sexually repressed, and that's why you keep on moving goofy with these niggas. As a man, you need to have a field to study. You need to have a something that you understand that you can teach a woman. Because if you have nothing to teach her, you have nothing to offer her. Good dick and guidance. Good deed and guidance. That's what this biology first approach is all about. Creating natural submissiveness within the women that you deal with through being thorough in your approach and your presentation. Laying your Mac down, laying your game down, laying down your program. And she gonna get with it. If she fuck, it's polarizing. Either she gonna get with it or she not. But if she does, make sure that you reward the behavior that you like to see. If that woman's being submissive with you, don't take that shit for granted. Don't throw that shit away. Don't mistreat her. Because all you're going to do is reinforce the idea that anytime a woman gives in and is submissive to a man, that he's going to shit on her. Don't do that. Even if you don't want a relationship, don't do that. If that woman is being submissive with you, teach her something. What that submissiveness is that woman's openness to the things that you tell her, to what you want to do. Have some substance with yourself, nigga. Have some substance. And with that substance, teach her something that will improve her life. Reward her for her submissiveness with your guidance. Reward her sexual desire with some good dick. If she wants to show some desire, she wants to be on that level with you. When you come around, that pussy gets wet. See, that's openness. That's submissiveness right there. That's desire. Just you looking at her gets her pussy wet. You tear that out the frame. You look at her and she melt. You reward that kind of behavior. You reward the behavior that you like to see. Know what leads to natural submissiveness, and if a woman does that, you reward her. Don't trick off on women. Don't do that. If that's how you move, that's how you move. But I'm not talking to you if that's what you do. If a woman is on your program and you feel so disposed, you enjoy her company, take her to go get something to eat. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to start off like that. Me, I don't prefer going on dates. You know what I mean? I'd rather just get to know a woman because I know that my dick and my conversation and my presence, my energy is better than going on some random date. That woman gets in my presence, she gets alone with me, she gonna experience me. When she experiences me, she gonna forget about money and shit like that. She gonna be thinking about what this nigga about to do to me. She gonna think about that, and then she gonna be right. Whatever you was thinking, that's what I'm about to do to you. Now, like, this is a different type of confidence. This is a different type of mindset. But as a man, adopting this mindset will help you with women, because then your ability to get women is not gonna be based off of your external circumstances, right? But when you're doing it like that, you do have to learn how to have intrinsic motivation. Like, a lot of men, they're looking for a woman to be their mother. They don't have the motivation to clean up. They don't have the motivation to get a job. They don't have a motivation to do anything unless it is influenced by their want for pussy. A lot of us can be guilty about that in one way or another at certain points in time. Recognize all those areas of your life. And if you need those things, go ahead and do that for a little while. If that's what you need in order to motivate yourself, because you still need those things. You still need a job. You still need to clean up. You still need money. You still need to improve your looks and all those different things. But that should be for yourself. Get to a point where that's based off of intrinsic motivation. So you're not in a position where if you meet a woman who's bad and maybe you just got laid off, or maybe you're in a position where you don't have your best clothes or your good car out, or you didn't wash your car yet, or whatever it is, that it's not going to stifle your ability to talk to that woman. It's not going to stifle your ability to know that I can get that pussy. The man makes the clothes. Clothes don't make the man. The clothes can make the man. The clothes you wear can influence how you feel about yourself in that time, and you can use that to your benefit. But don't lean on that. Don't lean on that, right? So, a smart woman is a woman who knows how to be stupid for the right man. Because if you know how to be stupid for the right man, you follow his lead, then he going to take you wherever he going. And if you just worried about just going wherever you going, then you a man yourself. You cool. You good. Go deal with you a beta male. Go deal with a man who has no vision of himself. Go deal with a man who has no sexual confidence. Go deal with a man who doesn't have options, so that you can avoid having to deal with competition. So you can avoid you having your own life plans and all that stuff set out, which is cool. And have all that stuff that doesn't complement his in any way, and having no way of wanting to improve his situation, of wanting to add non-sexual value to the situation. And watch how those women who may not even be as attractive as you are going to jump ahead of you in line like a motherfucker. Keep trying to deal with dudes who you don't have that high level of desire for. And watch how the women who show that desire are just going to jump right in front of you in line. Over and over again. And then you're going to be online complaining about how you keep getting cheated on with ugly bitches. That's why you keep getting cheated on with ugly bitches. Because those women show desire. They submissive. That dude probably just worked extra hard to get you because he didn't have enough confidence to do that off the rip. And now that he put all that work in to get you, he don't want to put that work in anymore. He just wants to put you up on the mantle so nobody else can touch you. Damn near so nobody else can look at you. But that man still desires to feel desired. That man still desires a woman who wants to follow his lead. So if you don't understand that, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. You're going to be in for a rude awakening. So this is just why a smart woman is a woman who knows how to be stupid for the right man.